Have you ever wondered what the deadliest natural disasters in history were? From the furious force of earthquakes to the devastating surge of tsunamis, our world has witnessed some truly catastrophic events that have forever marked our history. Within the next few minutes, we'll embark on a harrowing journey back in time, revisiting 10 of the most lethal natural disasters known to humanity. We'll start from the more recent ones, like the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in 2011, and gradually venture further back to the likes of the Antioch earthquake in 526 AD. You'll hear about the devastating effects of these disasters, the lives they claimed, and the indelible scars they left behind. These are not just stories of destruction, but also of resilience, recovery, and the unyielding human spirit that continues to rise above even the most formidable of nature's challenges. Now brace yourself as we begin this journey through history and destruction. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in Japan was a catastrophic event that unfolded in 2011. Stemming from a colossal undersea earthquake off the Pacific coast of Tohoku, it culminated into a tsunami that caused unimaginable destruction. The magnitude of the earthquake was so great, it was the most powerful ever recorded in Japan, and it ranks among the top 5 in the world. The tsunami waves reached heights of over 40 meters, swallowing towns and cities in its path. Over 15,000 lives were lost, with thousands more injured or displaced. The disaster didn't stop there. It also instigated a nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi power plant, leading to a nuclear meltdown and release of radioactive materials. The aftermath was a scene of devastation, a nation in mourning, with the Herculean task of rebuilding and recovery. It was a disaster that left a lasting impact on Japan and the world. Moving back in time to 1976, we encounter the Tangshan earthquake in China. In the early morning hours of July 28th, a seismic event of catastrophic proportions shook the city of Tangshan. The cause was a sudden shift in the tectonic plates beneath the surface, releasing a terrifying amount of energy equivalent to 240 Hiroshima bombs. The city was ill-prepared for such a disaster, and the quake's impact was devastating. Buildings crumbled like sandcastles, infrastructure was decimated, and the lives of countless citizens were lost in the blink of an eye. The aftermath was as bleak as the event itself, with an estimated 240,000 lives claimed by this disaster, making it one of the deadliest earthquakes in recorded history. The Tangshan earthquake is a chilling reminder of the sheer might of nature and the vulnerability of human life. The Tangshan earthquake remains one of the deadliest earthquakes in recorded history. The Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004 was a disaster of epic proportions. A powerful undersea earthquake off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia, became the catalyst for a tsunami that would sweep across 14 countries. The force of the earthquake was so great that it caused the seafloor to uplift, displacing an enormous amount of water and setting off deadly waves that traveled at high speeds across the Indian Ocean. These waves, reaching heights of over 100 feet in some places, crashed onto shorelines, obliterating everything in their path. The impact was catastrophic, with approximately 230,000 lives lost. Entire communities were washed away, leaving millions homeless. In the aftermath, the world came together in a global humanitarian response, providing aid and assistance to the affected countries. Despite the immense loss and devastation, the resilience and spirit of the people shone through as they began the long process of rebuilding their lives and communities. The Indian Ocean tsunami left a trail of devastation across multiple countries. The Bola cyclone of 1970 was a deadly storm that struck East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh. A devastating tropical cyclone, it was born from a disturbance in the Bay of Bengal in early November. As it intensified and moved north, it brought with it a storm surge that led to widespread flooding. The impact was catastrophic. The low-lying islands of the Ganges Delta were the most affected, submerged under the surge. The cyclone claimed an estimated 300,000 to 500,000 lives, making it the deadliest tropical cyclone on record. Infrastructure was decimated, crops destroyed, and countless left homeless. The aftermath was marked by a struggle for recovery and the immense challenge of providing aid to the affected millions. The cyclone also played a significant role in the political landscape, contributing to the civil unrest that led to the independence of Bangladesh the following year. The Bola cyclone remains the deadliest tropical cyclone on record. In 1931, central China was hit by catastrophic flooding. An unfortunate combination of severe weather patterns led to the Yangtze River and its tributaries swelling beyond their banks. This weather anomaly was caused by an unusual winter snowfall followed by heavy spring rains, which coincided with a peak in the cyclical El Niño effect. The devastation was unparalleled. An estimated 3.7 million people lost their lives to the floodwaters, diseases, and ensuing famine. Entire villages were washed away, crops were destroyed, and infrastructure was decimated, causing a ripple effect of economic hardship and famine that lasted for years. The Chinese government, already struggling with political instability, was ill-equipped to manage the crisis, further exacerbating the disaster's impact. The aftermath was a stark reminder of nature's destructive power and the importance of effective disaster management. The Central China floods are considered one of the deadliest natural disasters in history, a tragic event that forever changed the course of China's history. The Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 wrought havoc in Japan, particularly in Tokyo and Yokohama. The sudden shock was due to the abrupt release of seismic stress along the boundary of two tectonic plates beneath the Pacific Ocean, a cause that was not fully understood at the time. The devastation was immense, with fires raging across cities, buildings collapsing, and approximately 140,000 lives lost. The aftermath painted a picture of a nation in ruin. Japan used this disaster as a catalyst to modernize its urban infrastructure, implementing stricter building codes and developing advanced earthquake detection systems. It was a painful lesson learnt, but one that has undeniably saved lives in subsequent seismic events. The Great Kanto earthquake was a disaster that changed the face of Japan. In 2010, a powerful earthquake struck Haiti, causing widespread devastation. The tremor, with a magnitude of 7.0, was centered near the capital city of Port-au-Prince. It was one of the deadliest disasters the world has seen in the 21st century. The quake's epicenter was a mere 10 miles from the bustling city, and the shallow depth of its focus resulted in severe ground shaking. This led to the collapse of buildings and infrastructure, burying countless people under the rubble. In the blink of an eye, over 200,000 lives were lost. Millions were displaced, their homes reduced to rubble. Basic services such as water and electricity were disrupted, exacerbating the humanitarian crisis. The aftermath saw a global outpouring of aid and support. Yet despite the world's efforts, the road to recovery for this Caribbean nation has been long and fraught with challenges. The Haiti earthquake was a tragedy that the world will never forget. It serves as a reminder of our vulnerability to the mighty forces of nature. Cyclone Nargis was a powerful storm that struck Myanmar in 2008. Born out of a tropical depression in the Bay of Bengal, it rapidly intensified into a cyclone. Unleashing its fury on the Irrawaddy Delta, Nargis became one of the deadliest cyclones in the Indian Ocean's history. The cyclone's wrath was unprecedented. Torrential rains and violent winds battered Myanmar, causing widespread flooding and destruction. Infrastructure crumbled, homes were swept away, and vast tracts of farmland were submerged. But the most tragic toll was in human lives, with over 138,000 people losing their lives to the cyclone's fury. In the storm's aftermath, the country grappled with a humanitarian crisis. Inadequate warning systems, combined with a lack of preparedness, exacerbated the disaster's effects. It took years for Myanmar to recover, rebuilding from the rubble left by Nargis. Cyclone Nargis was a disaster that brought Myanmar to its knees. The catastrophe served as a stark reminder of nature's destructive power and the importance of disaster preparedness. Going back further in time, we encounter the Antioch earthquake in 526 AD and the Mount Tambora eruption in 1815. The Antioch earthquake struck the Byzantine city of Antioch, modern-day Turkey, with a force that led to the demise of over 250,000 people. The city was left in ruins, reshaping its history and leaving a mark that still resonates today. Fast forward to 1815, Mount Tambora in Indonesia made its mark in history with one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions ever recorded. The explosion was so immense that it was heard over 1,000 miles away. The after effects were far-reaching, causing crop failures and famine across the globe, taking the lives of an estimated 71,000 people. These disasters, though centuries apart, were devastating events that reshaped the course of history. From earthquakes to tsunamis, from cyclones to floods, natural disasters have left their mark on human history. As we've journeyed through these harrowing events, we've witnessed the destructive power of nature, from the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami in 2011 to the Tangshan earthquake in 1976, the Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004, and the Bola cyclone in 1970. We've seen the devastation caused by the Central China floods in 1931, the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, the Haiti earthquake in 2010, and Cyclone Nargis in 2008. And we've gone back in time to the Antioch earthquake in 526 AD and the Mount Tambora eruption in 1815. These events have shaped our world and defined generations. While we cannot prevent natural disasters, we can learn from the past and strive to be better prepared for the future. If you like this video, please like and subscribe as it helps us out a lot. Click the video up on screen for more.